Hey, we're live. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I am Rand Hoppe. I'm the Executive Director of the Jack Kirby Museum. And I'm here with, please introduce yourselves.
Lisa Hoppe, Rand's wife. And I'll be looking at your biddings.
That's right. It's an auction night tonight. So, yeah. And
Lois Dilivio, volunteer.
Woohoo! Tom Kraft is the president of the museum, and he will be joining us soon. He's having some technical difficulties, as we all have this evening. But you know, he's still fighting with his internet. So, welcome to a fun night, and Ruben, it is good to see you. We did miss you last night. We had fun with the Dingbats and John Morrow, but. You know, here we are again on a second night in a row, which is weird and fun. Yeah, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to fire up an auction, and the auction will, you can text your bids to a phone number, and Lisa will be monitoring that, and it'll be going through the whole show, and then the bidding will end. So why don't I bring up these auction items right now? It's fun night. It's the auction. Oh man, you know the simplest things entertain me. What can I tell you? So we've got. Maybe I'll take the branding away. Okay. So we have this copy. We have our own museum edition of the Tomorrow's Dingbat Love. It's a hardcover. It is many pages. It's filled with dingbats and true life divorce and soul love that John Morrow lovingly and painstakingly restored. Tom Ziuko did some great coloring on the dingbats and some of the soul love. It's a really great book. And we have our because we were so helpful with the museum's archives, we were John made our own edition for us with different art on the cover and blue color, and there's nothing else different about it other than it's ours. So you could get this from us. I don't forget what I don't remember what John sells his for. I think it's upward near $40 or something, but we're starting our bidding at $25 for this item. Tom is coming back. Look at him.
Yay!
Can you see me? Let's see if it works.
And the video is in good shape too. That's great.
We'll see how long that lasts.
All right.
Hey, Ruben, how's it going? You missed us last night.
I know. We missed them. But so I'm just describing the first item. So the idea is that you text the item code and the bid amount to that phone number. It's a U.S. number, so you can use the +1, hopefully, if you're international, and you can text internationally. And place your bid to say DL, and you know, however much you're willing to pay for this wonderful item. What else do we have? We also were very thankful to have Mike Royer sign and number a tip-in sheet. So we have a number of copies of that, and so that we're offering one of those tonight, and that's starting bid at $50. So bid early and bid often. You know, here's another thing. You know, we created these great Tribes Trilogy prints. Tom painstaking, and again with the painstaking.
I live a very painful life.
It's like John Morrow painstakingly restored some of the dingbats. You painstakingly restored these great Tribes Trilogy prints, just to try to bring them back, because like Dr. Martin watercolors are fugitive. They run away over time. So
yeah, they dulled all down, and also especially the pink color just disappeared. And we only knew it was this bright because there was a sliver underneath the frame.
Yeah, because under the mat or something. Yeah.
That's the only reason we knew.
Yeah, because it really did fade. So we have our last set of 3. This is not a same number set. This is just a set of 3. of the 3 items. So they are numbered. It was an edition of 50, I think we did. And
I don't think it was. Maybe it was 50. Yeah.
Maybe it was. Yeah. Now you're freezing up a little bit, but you're still with us. So
okay.
So again, if you would like to bid, send a text message to that number at the bottom of the screen. TTS, the amount you would like to pay, and there will be some shipping added to that once we settle up. Probably tomorrow, we'll do some settling, and Lisa will be watching the bidding and letting us know what's happening. That's right. Here's another one. Back we had a pop up in Tribeca in New York City, where we did this whole exhibit about Jack's 2001 comics, and we just fell so much in love with those things that we decided we would make some nice prints of some of his pencils. We have photocopies. We did what we could. I'm not gonna say painstakingly on this one, but they're really cool. I mean, it may not look like much, but man, you put that in a mat in a frame on your wall, and it's gonna be great. So we have the face, the 2001 face. It's Dave Bowman losing his mind. He's going cosmic, and size on the print. We'll get to you on that, Charles. Yes, we will. Give me a moment. I have one right behind me. I think we went for a standard size on it, right, Tom? Wasn't it some like?
It was 18 by 20.
18 by 24 inches. Right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it, Charles. Thank you. And we also did a monolith print. So there, for 2 million years, it has circled Jupiter, awaiting another world intelligence. Fantastic monolith pencil drawing, Jack Kirby print,
and it comes with his voice.
It does not.
It's like one of those cards you open up.
You got a chip on it. Now you see, kid. No. We fought the gangsters and then we blew our minds. There's also a print that we made of the robot. This is a I think it's you if you've been getting the Tomorrow's incredible 27-year Jack Kirby collector. This robot has made his appearance. It's beautiful, and we made a print of that. And it's around 18 by 24 too, right? It's maybe a little different, but that's generally where it is. I might actually go pull them out. Just go, look at this. I have a tape measure. Where's my tape measure? Oh, jeez. Then we have Spaceman. Wedding present for Don Heck.
That's right.
Right?
Yep. Along with, I think, one or two other.
There was another one that's fantastic. Machine plans.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All folding. It reminds me of, I think there's a Fantastic Four splash. It looked similar.
Yep. So we made a beautiful print of this. Again, somewhere around 18 by 24. They're a little different. Some of them, it's like 16 by 22 but they're like Spaceman, $50 minimum bid. We also have a donation of a Lord of Light Terminal of the Gods limited edition Giclée print, starting bid at 110. Talk about painstaking, right, Tom?
Yeah, 3 years. not constant, but over 3 years, I should say.
Yeah. So yeah,
restore 13, 14 of these prints from original negative scans.
Yep, you really did an amazing job, and these prints are beautiful, and they are
totally archival, and they're in Mylar, and they're pristine.
Signed by Barry
Geller, and stamped with the museum.
Yep.
And the museum gets 10% of all sales.
Yep. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and this is.
But in this case, they get 100%.
Yeah, right. That's right. This was a donation tonight, so yeah, it's free and clear all to us. Ka-ching. And so And again, it's something like 18 by 24, right?
That is definitely 20 by 24.
20 by 24.
Actually, in this case, it's 24 by 20,
Oh,
technically.
really? You're going to do that? Okay. Sorry. I forgot that, width was supposed to be. Oh, no. Yeah.
And now this is the test. What is this size?
Oh, I can't. So the Vira Print, very small edition that we did a few years ago. It's signed by Mike Royer, and it's great. I'll just say that. So we're very pleased to have made that. We had part of our 2001 show, and it's a good one. So that starts at 50, and that's it. So we'll come back to that. But and maybe there'll be I'll put a banner up or something to remind you all. But we'll bring that back. Let's see what else do we have on the offings tonight? There's trivia. There's young romance comic. Maybe we should go to a young romance comic. That seems to be where it's at.
Thing to do.
It's Valentine's Eve. So we decided we were going to do kind of honor that a little bit and talk about do something because I'll bring the screen up and then we can move on into that because we've all kind of read it, and so we're gonna go through it and talk about it because it's awesome. It's 1947. It's the first romance comic, and look, it's fun night.
It is.
I'm just this is what I do on every presentation. So just as a reminder, here's a newsstand in Missouri and another one. I think it's Harlem on the left and Missouri on the right, and it's I think it's the early 40s, and you can see here's Sweetheart. So there's Sweetheart, but and Western. These are magazines. These are pulp magazines with stories. No comics. There's there's Superman, Superman, and detective comics and so on. Pretty early, but that was really the lightning bolt that Jack Kirby and Joe Simon had was they looked around, they saw the newsstand filled with those things and was like, well, let's make the comic. I mean, people loved the comics in the newspapers. Everybody read them. It wasn't all about superheroes and kids, in the newsstand, in the newspapers. But the GIs were reading things in the war. But after the war, the comic book business kind of got very confused and it didn't know what to do. This was really pretty much of a banner for the business in a way to expand out into ladies and girls. So specifically, let's. Linda, we can't go on like this. Jane is a child. Well, all right. So,
does this have anything to do with any of the interior stories?
No.
I didn't think so.
It didn't.
It's the classic artist and model, right? I mean, that's that's kind of a classic. And there's a red dress too, so that's always fun, And I think there's a few red dresses in the comic itself.
There is, yes.
And that's you're wearing a red dress. Okay, you're raring to go.
and it's the classic potentially losing your guy to the more alluring, seductive, forward woman.
That's right. Yeah,
right.
In the red dress. Yeah.
Correct.
Right. But it's funny because those stories always end up with them coming back to the less, attractive guy or something. Less, they realize the value of the guy or something like that. Or it's interesting.
So, I just like to tell everyone I did buy a wallet recently.
Like that?
No, but it's vegan leather, and it was awesome. It's awesome. So that was. I used to have a Tyvek wallet, and I just was
Fell
like,
apart.
Well, is
It
that
fell apart.
it fell apart?
it did. Yeah, it looked like.
Is that just another way of saying a vegan leather is just like plastic?
I don't know. It's like if you looked at it, you'd think it was leather, but
Sounds like plastic.
it's plastic, and it's not. No, it's not like that stuff from the old days. It's like
Oh,
Anyhow, so I was a pickup. I don't know, Tony.
Well, she's not wearing a red dress, you see.
No,
Not
that's
yet.
right.
Right. She's a good girl that got pulled down the wrong lane.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. All right. So how about I did just pick you up. How about a kiss? Oh man. All right. All right. This is the setup, right? When she's like with her
Granny.
grandma, right?
Yeah, Granny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because her
And-
mother left when she was 8 years old.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
First line of a great comic. According to statistics, the great percentage of delinquent girls come from lower income or maladjusted families.
It's coming from Jack Kirby's.
They
experience.
know. Those guys know. They know. So
It's research.
yeah.
Well, Joe didn't grow up in the slums or anything like that in the tenement buildings. He grew up in Rochester, New York.
Right. So
His father was a tailor, I think, just like Jack's, I think.
well, Joe's father made suits, whereas Jack's
Right.
father made pants.
Oh.
So Jack thought Joe was fancy because Joe had suits all the time.
Right. And he was taller.
And he was, oh yeah, that was. But so, yeah, this is like, you're going to turn out bad like your mom. Okay. And then what? Oh, she goes up into the attic to clean, right?
Yeah, Granny tells her to get up there and clean.
And guess what she finds?
A red dress.
Right in the first story. I look great. It's like I'm almost carefree. I'm out. And then, of course, hey, lady, how you doing? Just trying to be friendly. Oh, boy. Come on in. Oh, boy. Aren't you going to scold me? I went out for a drive. Yeah.
She just gives her that old granny look.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah, the question is, did Jack do? I think he did the inks on this, right?
Well, it could be. I think there's a lot of Jack there, and there's probably some Joe as well.
Yeah, it looks a little too refined to be just all Jack to me.
Right. So where did
Jack tended to be very rough with his inking.
Yeah. Oh, so they go out, and then it's like, well, what's this place?
It's a roadhouse, and she's a little too young to be there. She's only a senior in high school, for Christ's sake.
Oh, jeez, holy smokes! Mind your business. She's not too young. I'm paying the bills. So, she's never had a drink before either. Yeah, okay.
And she's never gambled before either. Does it all in one night.
I screw up. Oh no. Okay.
No, you're right. That's right.
Yeah. Drink up, baby. Have another. And then there's gambling.
There's a big brawl.
I like
It's the kind.
on the right. I like that guy's face on the third panel there, like sheer terror.
It's that Jack Kirby guy looking out of the
Yeah,
camera.
the corner. There's your corner guy. Big head.
Yep. It's great. Let go of me, Tony. Don't leave me, Bob. All right. And then get off. That trample take care of herself. She's just a pickup.
Oh no.
And
He ruined it.
The name of the story. I'm just a pickup.
I like her bangs too. So, you dirty heel, Scott. And then,
Ooh.
so then Stan picks her up.
He's the real knight in shining armor.
He saves the damsel in this dress.
In this red dress.
All right. You're not going to cry, are you? Oh, boy. Yeah. I'm too ashamed. Good. I can't stand tears. All right. And then Grandma gets in there. Oh, you're a gangster.
Small town,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Get out.
Granny's face looks an awful lot like that other guy's face.
Doesn't look like a female.
The exact same place on the page.
That's true.
That's interesting. That's good.
And then, hey, kid, look at me. It's me, Stan, the hoodlum. I'm riding an ice wagon. What?
And for those who didn't know, back in the day, there used to be ice wagons with like cubes of ice, and you used to have, they used to call it an ice box, and before like you use electricity, you used to stick these ice cubes, big ice blocks, into your refrigerator to keep it cold. That's how you had your food back in the day.
Right, and the Iceman Cometh was a play, and it was not about the X-Man.
And my dad used to still, from time to time, call our refrigerator an ice box.
An ice box, sure. Yeah. Yep, definitely. Did you have ice box in your house, Lois, occasionally?
Not to my memory. I think we always had electricity.
No. I don't mean that. I mean verbally, like language. Did your parents?
Absolutely.
Your parents called it an ice box.
Or extended immediate family. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Aunts and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like there's ice in a tray up in the top. There's Stan. He's would you like to go for a walk? Well, certainly. Okay. All right.
And he had to do all these things just to survive. And he got a bad rep, and it's a small town, and
that's right.
Everybody form their opinions, and they don't change their opinions about people.
Yeah. It's smooch time. Well, that's nice. Mm-hmm. And then what?
And her reputation is starting to be in question because he's a hoodlum.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's notes.
And she's just like her mother.
Who else would she be like?
Right?
Just like her
mom
mother.
have those bangs. All right. So she walked home on heavy legs.
No.
Oh, and then Jerry shows up. How you doing? Hey, come on, I'm great. Give me a smooch. Absolutely not.
She has a bad reputation now because she
right.
goes out with gangsters, so she must be easy.
She must be
right.
easy. Yes. Oh, well. Okay. So then what happens? She takes off her shoes and goes for a walk. Ouch. Hey, lady.
No, that's not what happens.
No, she runs off.
She runs off because Jerry's trying to take advantage of her.
I know.
Yeah. So she didn't take a walk.
She takes off. She's
she's not going for a walk. She's trying to get home because she was left at the side of the road.
All right.
He left her for dead.
Hey, lady. You need a change of oil? Whoa. It's an ice box. Working at the gas station. Oh, he owns it.
He owns it.
Right.
Owns it. That's his place. And then it's smooch time. And pick up let me carry you, you fragile thing.
Well, that's a different kind of pickup, isn't it?
And that's it. No, the end. It's just page 13, and that's it. Oh, Stanley, turn the page, and then you learn that that's the end. So now we have a non Simon and Kirby artwork story. This is Bill Drought, and it's the farmer's wife. So what's going on here? Oh, hospital, nurse. Okay.
I didn't read this one, unfortunately. I didn't have
Oh,
time.
okay.
He's
Wow.
much older than she.
He's got a little
That's the
gray
big
hair.
setup.
Yeah.
He's much older.
He's 36.
But she's 21,
Well, she's
Yeah.
21. So that's,
so he's a lot older.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a grandfather, and she's.
Oh no!
Got those gray hairs. So they're just like, so what happens? He gets
There's just a lot of flirting. He's putting the moves on her.
right. And he gets out. And then it's like, phone call for you, Nancy. Hey, let's go for a drive. Yes, we dated again and again. Her head said no, but her heart said yes.
Of course.
So, yeah, and driving.
The heart wants what it wants.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So actually kind of nice. I like that panel, and I like that panel. Like car driving, kind of atmospheric.
It's interesting because they broke up the grid,
Yeah.
whereas Jack's stuff was all within the grid.
All grid, yeah. So he says, let's get married. They smooch it up. She goes for it. Okay.
And I'm going to have a farm. I want to be a farmer.
Oh yeah, that's
She wants
right.
to be a farmer.
Yeah.
Yes.
She did not want to marry a farmer.
No.
He's a farmer.
He wants to be
Yeah.
a farmer. That's
Yeah.
his heart's passion.
Well, he inherited all that land, and he loved it.
Right.
It's like a farmer isn't good enough for you or me. You should work at the agricultural place. I will get you connected.
I got you a fancy job in the government.
Fancy.
Yeah,
Civil service, probably.
that's right. Civil service, good, good union.
Good bennies, yeah. Good
Yep.
retirement pension.
That's right. But he's too tired. He's
Oh,
old, and comes home from work, and he just wants to relax. He doesn't want to go to the parties.
Wants to watch TV, drink a beer. No. Oh, wait, they didn't have TVs then.
And then there's that great tired. Bill Toomey, isn't there another word in your vocabulary? Oh boy, I'm not
See, that's
old.
what
I'm
happens when
young.
you go out with an old guy.
Oh, she made such a
right.
mistake.
Oh, no.
This is my favorite page.
I'm going no matter if he can't make it.
That's it. And he's like at the top of the stairs, like,
I can't make it down the stairs. I'm too old. Wait, don't go.
and then
No.
the fantastic.
Puritanical imp.
It's coily.
What is it, a ghost?
It's like, when people have like angels and devils on their shoulder,
Oh,
like
Yeah,
cartoons,
it's her.
It's her
all
like
right.
Her
we've
avatar
never seen
talking.
him before, and we're just like, oh, and then my puritanical imp friend. Hello.
Why puritanical? I mean, it's almost the opposite. It's like follow your base urges. You know you want him.
He should not have robbed the cradle.
He robbed the cradle.
Oh, there. So you married someone too old for you. All right. Well, stick by your grandfather/husband. Yes, and there's the finger wagging.
Scolding.
Scoldy, yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep the bargain. And what else? So she takes off, and that's it.
No, they go back to the farm.
He
He finally got his farm back, his
Yeah.
farm life. She's settled.
and she sees how happy
So
he
she's
is.
going back to this guy that has no energy and wants to farm. She doesn't want to be on the farm, and she doesn't like the fact that he has no energy. So why did she go back with him? I need answers here.
Well, she went back to him because she realized that he is happier when he has the farm life, and he, because the office life is not working for him. He's always tired. But on the farm, he's alive and happy.
That's
So
what
she settled to go on the farm with him.
Yeah.
That's what she discovers when she gets there. But it's the puritanical imp that's like, you have to stick by your commitment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I knew
some
suddenly.
women that they have to stick by their men.
You're right. She already knows that he's doing the farming.
Yes,
it's
I
in
knew
his
suddenly
heart.
this was a new Bill, new, young, healthy, and alive with life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. Like all of a sudden he's back in the farm and now he's young and happy and running around like a chimpanzee.
I guess it takes us a couple of cows and some plants.
It's a trick, I tell you.
All right.
You'll be tired in a week.
Farming was Bill's lifeblood, and in trying to force him from it, I had pushed him away from me.
Oh,
And in those days, very few women had their own lifeblood. That's all I'm going to say.
that's true.
True.
Yeah.
That's how we went.
And then this one.
It's guided hard.
Oh man, this is great. It's actually a beautiful splash page. Just nicely
It is a
lettered.
nice splash page.
Yeah, it's very nice. Oh yeah, sorry Sherman, I've got a date with the boss. Sherman. Nice.
Sherman.
I've never heard of somebody named Sherman. Ditto. He's called Ditto.
Yeah.
He's Sherman of Sherman Paints.
Yeah.
From Sherman Oak.
Sherman Williams. Sherman Oak.
Sherman.
California.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman. We can keep going. No, listen. All right. So yeah. All right. So this is fun because there's a blooper of all the workers in Barton's factory. June is the prettiest, and at the moment the most self-conscious. June, dear, you're blushing. Is it because Carl Barton, the owner's son, is coming this way? Don't kid yourself, June. That handsome brute never looks at us poor employees. So, number one, either there's two Junes. Also, I kind of think the blonde is a little prettier than the brunette in that panel, but that's just
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's all
didn't
just
get that.
really confusing.
It was confusing.
But then there he is. Oh, he's so handsome. Arrogant.
Pompous.
Self-centered.
And his father, so passive aggressive. But
Narcissist.
we'll get to that. Oh, isn't he wonderful? Yes. Oh, look at him. He's scolding Sherman.
Ditto.
Yeah. All right. Those idiots out there. What do they know? They know their jobs. Father, you're irresponsible. You're not capable, Dad. Go to the farm.
Yes, I suppose you're right, Carl.
Yeah. Okay.
He's old school. He says I'm old school because he has relationships and talks to the lower employees.
Right.
Can we address again? Can somebody give me some context for these foreground, single color, very expressive, bottom right, June, like, again, takes me back to the last two.
Yeah.
Unicolor, like why would that, what's the convention for that choice? And
what comes to mind for me immediately is a certain amount of like how particularly when it's a good Kirby work, that Jack would do it in a way to kind of really pull you into the story, so that because there's a level of deep space there because of the blonde is so much smaller. The coloring, I don't know.
Well, because I think it's because it's emotional and she's screaming out, so it's a little different.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Something. I
But
know
it's got that big head in the corner for you.
No, I know. I mean, but it does do the deep. It does the deep space thing a little bit for me.
Well, a lot of that also does it with the background, with the the perspective kind of thing, and the angles. It's like looking down and making it look very different.
Yeah.
But it's also by having it that neutral color kind of allow the other brighter colors to stick out.
Exactly. Yeah. It because if the in the foreground was colored normally, you'd really just look at that. So
Right.
Monochromatic in the foreground again will bring for the deep space kind of thing. That's my guess. But
Yeah. Thank you.
Somebody else has something.
Well, I disagree. Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Right. Watch out, Mr. Barton. Jensen. Good gosh. Move it. He's paralyzed with fear. One side. Ditto. Ditto makes it happen.
He saves him.
Saves him. Yep.
And then he gets all pompous. He's like, oh, well.
Because he can't admit it. And he...
Ingrate.
He really is the worst. Yeah.
He should be president.
All right, I had to knock you down. It was clumsy of you. Really? Now I have full use of my arms and legs. Thanks to you, you ingrate.
Right.
And then the dad is like, yeah, well, brings him up on it. Just like, yeah, you're an idiot. Guess what? You need to go
work. You're going to be a worker.
Yep. So that's pretty good move on Dad's part, I say.
I built this factory. I'm not through yet. So he takes charge.
So, and then you need some tools, Mr. Barton. And Sherman's right behind him, like, okay. Well. Okay, so they have a little bit of something, but he's just
he just picks her out just because he's trying to be diplomatic or something like that. He doesn't care about her. And he even says he's not in my social class.
So
he picks her up because he knows that Sherman likes her, so he wants to make him jealous.
He asked me out, and but Sherman loves her. Oh,
yeah.
It's exhausting. Okay.
It's very high schooly.
Then they're back on the floor. Pardon me, you're doing it all wrong. You've got some nerve, Sherman. Uh-oh. That's it. And then there's a punch.
Another fight.
Oh, Sherman. Now I see what a weakling he is. Oh, geez.
See, it's funny how like the woman finds out that the guy is actually all about brute strength back then. And not being a nice guy that he is. He's a nice guy,
Right, but he couldn't take it anymore. And then Dad shows up, and it's like, well, guess what? I've been wanting to do that for years. You deserve a promotion. So
he gets promoted. He knows how to fight. He gets the girl.
Yeah.
Get married.
All right. Happy day.
Still alive now, living in the Bronx.
Oh, jeez. What's going on?
Oh, that bad skin.
Bad skin. You don't want to have bad skin. Steady Memphis.
Worrying about stop. What does it say? Stop worrying about pimples, blackheads, and other externally caused skin troubles. Just follow skin doctor's simple instructions.
Yeah. And there's a long story there. Anybody have a Reader's Digest version of this thing?
Well, back then people would read this stuff. Nowadays people would just look at that. It's like a website that has all that text. It's like, I'm not going to read that.
Wow.
Well, I do
it sounded almost. Sorry.
No.
Go ahead, Lois.
Just briefly, I like how they'll just send it to you. Like cash on delivery is available.
Yes.
And the guy, like, how does the $2 get back to the skin people in 1947 or 1945? Like, what is the chain of events that occurs? Or you can mail the $2 to this place. And I do remember mailing cash and change. I remember mailing change.
Really?
Yeah, change. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was kind of like an honor system thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I read it. Lisa read it, but yeah.
What is it about? Give us the Reader Digest version.
Well, Lisa, you wanna start?
I could take a stab at it. So basically, it seems like this diary happened all in June, and basically the woman who's writing the diary is talking about her. Was it her aunt?
Aunt,
yeah.
Ever.
And basically saying that the aunt was such a mean person to her, and the aunt is so rich, and that she ended up living with the aunt because her parents, you know, I think they were in an accident, passed away. So she's complaining about the aunt being rich and how she's hoping that the aunt would, you know, give her the money. And so apparently at some point she started dating this guy who was taking care of the aunt. The whole time she believed the guy was taking care of her aunt, and that her aunt was so careless and don't really care about this guy, but she really likes him. So if she gets the aunt's money, then she can actually use it to buy him a place where they can live together, and it'll be their money and they can use it. And she just kept talking about how bad her aunt is. Turns out that the guy was taking care of the aunt's puppy, and he's a veterinarian. So when he told her that his job, do you want to pipe in, Lutz?
Yeah, you got the fun plot twist.
Oh, okay.
It was that the aunt put the writer in her will, but if she got married, she would not get the money. It would all go to the veterinarian, to this frickin' veterinarian hospital for her goddamn dog.
For the dog.
And then she discovers at the end that she's like, forget it, you know. I need to get married. I love you, dude. And they drive to his place and learn what you just said, that he was taking care of the dog, and once she got married, all the money would go to his hospital. So
they would inherit it anyway.
and he knows that she's not marrying him for his money, which was her aunt's money.
Right.
So it's that kind of the.
So, you know.
So apparently, like girls would read a lot of love romance kind of novels. So this was a way of adding like an extra text story, because it may have improved the possibility of somebody buying it, a female.
No, you know, this is the same thing as all that other stuff, that the text pages in comics. In order to get a second-class mailing permit, I
know. Yeah.
Right. But we haven't said that, so I just wanted to mention that for the
but do you think that that's different though? I think this is different than that though.
No.
There's not a letters page in this.
Nope.
Eventually.
No, this is it.
Oh,
but I would think it's sort of a draw, because if you pick up the comic at the time and you see this thing in there, you're like, oh, that might be interesting to read.
Well, no, you show it to mom and say, look, it doesn't have all comics. It has. Yeah.
Very
that's
true.
kind of where I was going with Lisa, is that I think girls would like reading more than guys. Gossip kind of things, and this was a draw for them.
Because comics were for boys. Still, is that part of it?
Kind of before, definitely. Now these were done for girls.
I'm moving on. All right, we have another red.
Another red dress.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's trouble.
And this is a really bizarre story. Bill Drought art. Bill Drought did the farmer story as well, or we think the world thinks that it's Bill Drought, but this one is definitely Bill Drought. The other one was questionable, but this is this red dress. And what is she up to? Oh my gosh, this is oh geez.
What is this?
What is
This one is all you, Rand.
so it's the conceit is that we're looking through the eyes of somebody, and the elevator operator is telling him a story.
Yes, I agree. They do.
Yeah, and
Originally I thought you were looking through the elevator like peephole or something.
No, it's really weird. It's like I have a hobby. I collect broken relationships. Like, oh,
What? Really?
What is
Yes.
going on? There it is. He. So he's like this,
What are the circles though? What is he?
That is somebody's
eyes.
eye holes.
Yeah, eye hole. It's a POV.
We're seeing the eyes of somebody.
Yes. It's a radical new
Oh, their glasses. It could be like through the glasses.
And the previous page, a radical new device or something, storytelling device.
Oh my God!
So you're looking through the eyeball sockets. You're from inside the skull, looking at the skull.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
What the hell is this story? There's Frank, and there's the woman. Does she even have
So
a name?
he sets up the person to fail by sending them notes
Oh, right.
about their relationships,
That she's going out and doing things. So he's trying to break them up. Yeah. Right. And
so he sends both of them bad notes about each other.
Yeah.
And then they get suspicious, but the woman missed her note. She didn't get her note.
Right.
And well, anyway, I'll leave you for the end.
It's just we need to. Guess what? Oh, hey. So this is the end. It's like he's been telling this whole story to the guy he's been writing the stupid letters to. Right?
To try to break up a relationship.
To try to break up the relationship. Yeah, it's just like
which is kind of weird. I mean, the whole time he's talking to him and he's not looking at him.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, no, yay! and then he gets punched, and then he punches him, and then they're like, "Oh, my love," and then the dude is like, "Well, maybe I'll go get into stamp collecting now."
Oh,
but what I love is that panel up there in the upper right. With the fist.
I know. I have punched. Oh my God.
It's so crazy.
All right. I think this is the last story. Oh
yes.
Gosh. Yeah. Okay. This is again another lovely splash composition. Beautiful lettering.
Who's the artist?
So there's some question about it on the comics.org. Harry Mendrick and Nick Caputo are kind of like, Harry thinks Jack Kirby did the pencils. Nick thinks that it was penciled by Joe Simon and Unknown Inks. I read it and I kind of agree more with Nick. It doesn't look like Jack inked by somebody. It looks like Joe. Jack might have worked on this splash. I don't know. But anyhow, so they're out on a boat. Jenny and Rick.
I just have to call out, it's a little reminiscent of Place in the Sun for me.
Oh.
Where they're in the boat and the blonde is from a lower class.
Okay. Sure.
The Shelley Winters and your Elizabeth Taylor, elegant, high-class brunette. And he's slumming with her in the boat on the water. So there you go.
Right. Okay. When did that come out?
Well, I think the movie was mid-50s, but the short story or novel would have been decades before.
Okay.
Theodore Dreiser, anybody? Yeah.
I can look it up. Yeah. But so we're in a resort town. And these two are talking, and what's her name? I forgot her name already.
I forgot her name too.
Yeah.
Jenny, somebody's Jenny.
Jenny wants to go to the ball or the party or the yacht club dance. Please take me to the dance. And then her fellow local guy Chuck is like, come on, let's go for a drive. And then they go out and she ogles the rich guy's car. And then Tom, this just doesn't look like Jack pencils to me, right? No,
I'm just trying to look a little bit. I mean, maybe he could have done like very rough layouts because I think the composition in some places look a little bit like Jack, but other places,
So
it does have fairly regular panels like grid that Jack did.
Right.
The other stories that he didn't do don't. So
right. So they go out to the beach and she's just like mooning over these people at the yacht club, and he's like, what do you see in those people? And then she's like, I wouldn't be caught dead with you. Miraculously puts on her bathing cap and goes for a swim out to the dock. And oh dear, she meets the villagers are so boring. It's Pam. It's the rich guy's girlfriend, Pamela. So then, I didn't quite get this. It's like he pulls up and he sees her, and he's like, "Hey, Jenny, you're looking great. How about coming to the party? I'll ditch my girlfriend." Meanwhile, the girlfriend's like on the side of the dock, hearing the whole thing.
Because the implication is that she went swimming, so she's not around.
Right.
So so he doesn't see her, and so he shows up and he's like, "Oh, there's that girl."
Yeah, Jenny.
Time to make his move.
You think she's going to pay the price for reaching above her social status?
You think? I don't know.
Daring to fly too close to the sun.
Got a red dress on. That's all I
got. The red dress.
Uh-oh. She's in trouble.
And she convinces Chuck to go. Chuck goes with her. Oh yeah, I hate being in this jalopy of yours. Isn't this dreamy, Chuck? Oh, I hate it. It's like a nightmare. Then there's some dance floor shenanigans. May I cut in? Then, I don't know. What's happening here? I should.
So they both ended up dancing because the rich guys, the rich guy saw her dancing with. Oh, what's his name? The guy with the jalopy.
Oh, Chuck.
Chuck. And so he spliced in, leaving his, leaving Pam on the side. So now Pam and Chuck has to plot what they're going to do next.
Oh, right.
They're commiserating with being dumped or
being pushed away.
Yeah.
So then what happens?
So then they plotted. They did a plot, and they stuck Just Married behind the car.
On the back of his fancy car, and he brings her back, and I guess they're playing records or listening to the radio.
And have no idea that they just got married.
That's right. And Dad shows up. Richard, what's the meaning of this? How could you get married? I wouldn't get married to her. She's just a villager.
Oh.
You insulting snobs.
She sprayed them.
Yeah.
Skunks.
With like soda, one of those old-fashioned soda bottles.
Salsa bottle. Yeah.
Salsa,
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
And what do you know? She runs off, and Chuck is there waiting for her.
Yeah, right outside. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Creepy.
Look at when the car backfires. Look at the timing of it and the metaphor and the symbolism.
It's just jalopy. It works.
But no, it stuns her into her knowlge.
Yeah.
Dad, we're divine, perfectly divine.
Oh,
wait a minute. Thunderbolt. If it isn't so, boom!
Be struck.
Then he sees the light. Oh,
no.
Yeah.
I'll never wear this red dress again.
Good old.
And then there's this.
Yep. Wow.
How is he
Easy
to
to
get
win.
along with girls?
Oh my
So
gosh,
it's
this is crazy.
directed to the men reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up.
When you know how.
Funny. We are funny, man.
How to get along with girls.
Avoid disappointment.
You never know what they're thinking or saying or nothing. Can't figure out nothing.
Don't be a faux pas. All
Yeah,
right.
things have changed, haven't they?
Fun and profit for every reader. How to dance. Fun with bodybuilding. Okay.
Fun for a rainy day.
All right.
Fun for boys.
Yep. And then we have, you can be a commercial artist and draw weird elevator operators. Or
Turn your talent into money.
puritanical imps, right?
Oh. I wonder what's in the 535 Fifth Avenue room, floor 17 right
Yeah.
now, you know?
Yeah.
It's probably torn down into a skyscraper.
Greenwich Street. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. So then, and then of course, the class.
Oh yeah. Dun dun dun.
Hey,
See, it's all about women liking strong men. You know?
they'll fight you,
All
little
about
boy.
muscles.
But there's no sand, kicking sand on the beach in this one. I guess that's a later one or an earlier
true.
one?
I don't.
Later.
I'm not a Charles Atlas
It's-
scholar. I'm sorry.
I can
Yeah.
make you a new man.
Yes,
Hey.
dynamic tension.
15 minutes a day.
And all he had to do was work out. Just work out.
Then she'll like me.
Buy a shake weight and work out.
Oh, Shakeway.
No, it's not the beach
The South Park thing, right?
Oh, man.
one. No, it's not the beach one.
No.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that was. Oh, and so this is something that I did. I did all the coloring on this using the covers from comics.org and just kind of doing Photoshop pastes. But this is it's interesting is that I tagged this as 1948. Now the young romance revolution happened in 1947. I don't see a lot of romance comics here, so I find that a little interesting.
Is there any?
I don't see one.
I don't either. That's why. Yeah.
I see
Western,
Crime,
Sun Girl,
comedy.
Human Torch. I see the Human Torch laughing in the mouth.
Yeah. No, there's no romance. It's it's got teen humor, all this like Susie and Winnie Winkle. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Oh wait, there is a young romance. My gosh.
There
Oh,
is.
yeah. That's the first issue.
The first-
Oh yeah, there it is. I just see it on the wall. We have it over here.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. We
Down
have,
there.
we have a framed version of that on our back.
Yeah.
So yeah. So all right. Well then maybe it
Good.
is the first issue or close to it. I know it is yellow. I mean was the first issue. Oh, that's great. Okay. So mystery solved. But yeah, interesting. So
I don't see any number on there.
oh, we don't need to do that. Okay. Look at the inner workings of my presentation. All right, we're back.
Yay!
So,
I feel like I now understand women better after that.
well, I'll tell you, I don't think those were any different from any of the pulp magazines or other magazines that were out at the time. And I think that the comics, making them comics, was incredibly compelling, right?
Sure.
That would be for anything, So it's cool. It's just weird that's that's what was going on. I mean, that's not weird. It's 1947
that
in the
was
US.
Yep.
Post-war. I don't know. Yeah, Days of Our Lives. What was it? The Guiding Light.
The Guiding Light.
And all that soap opera stuff, and
Yeah.
that was
Still Young and the Restless is later, but
yeah. So radio is still
the
huge.
Days of Our Life. With the hourglass.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I wish I used to remember what the words were to that one. With
Oh, like sand
yeah,
through the hourglass
and then yeah, through the hourglass.
These are the days of
of
your
our lives.
lives.
So one of the fun things I like to say about the romance comics, because comics were so weird in the post-war era for everybody, and then when Simon and Kirby kind of broke out the romance comics, that Jack started working, and they had the big success with Captain America, and I think that helped him to get to a nicer place in Brooklyn. And I feel like post-war era romance comics helped him move to the suburbs, into the white picket fence era. The GI Bill and all that stuff that was going on. But I think it was a big success for him, and that was for both of them. And then a lot of imitators. I mean, the stands got flooded with romance comics. So it was something that really helped a lot of people just to start offering comics versions of those stories. Maybe we'll just go quickly through the auction again.
Sounds good.
Well, we have one bid.
Fantastic.
4.
Who bid? What is the bid, and on what?
On Robot, $50.
Nice, thank you. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Okay, let's take a break.
Wait, I think I'm reading that wrong.
Oh,
hold
okay.
on.
All right.
Okay, so I am reading it wrong. We've got 50 on 2001F, and we've got 50 on 2001M.
Nice, thank you.
And we've got 100 on Robot.
Oh, lovely. So we do have a copy of the Dingbat Love with the Kirby Museum variant cover.
You can only get it from us.
Can only get it from us. Either tonight or when we see you at a comic book convention in the future.
Some year.
Yeah, at some point. We also have a tip-in sheets that have been signed and numbered by Mike Royer. 20, Tom, I think.
20. Yep, 20 or 25.
20 or 25. So we're offering one of those, starting with a Mike Royer signature for $50. Mike's a great friend and a great inker, and quite possibly the GOAT. And we have our last set of the Tribes Trilogy prints, starting bid at $150. Again, you can send a text to the U.S. number there, and the code, and how much you would be willing to pay. This is not a proxy auction, so if you send us a number, that's what we're expecting you to pay. It's not like this is my max, and if the bidding gets above that, then it'll happen. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So we have our 2001 Face, currently at what did you say, Lise? 50? 25?
2001 F, it's 50.
At 50. Oh, that's great. So there's that, and thank you very much for the bid. And there's also the 2001 M.
We have a bid of 50 as well.
Okay, so that's 50, and the Robot is at 100. You said?
Yep.
Okay. So just keep the bidding going, and Spaceman is starting bid at 50. We have a donation of the Lord of Light Terminal of the Gods from Tom and Barry Geller, starting at 110. Just a beautiful giclée, all archival, signed by Barry, imprinted by the Kirby Museum, and painstakingly restored by Tom Kraft. Beautiful. There's a Vira Print. You have a powerful woman in your house, or you'd like to have this on your wall. It's just great.
Or if you'd like to just have it and remember the women are powerful.
That's right. It's a great it's a great story. It's a great image, and it's a very nice print. $50, and that's it. So that's our auction. And let's see, what shall we do next? I know it's trivia. It's time for trivia. So I've got a trivia set up here, and it's just 5 questions of trivia. You can post your answers in the chat, and those get I don't know, what do they do? Consolidated. We had a great word for that the other day. That they get whether you're on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook or YouTube, we will see. What's that?
Aggregated?
That's it.
I thought so.
There's an aggregation. Yeah. So they get aggregated, and we see them here on our screen, or I do. Tom and I do. Lisa's not a host. Tom and I are hosts. So we'll see them, and just answer them, and whoever gets it first. So there are prizes, and the prizes are the Jack Kirby Checklist Centennial Edition. We will mail it to you in the U.S. International is going to be a challenge, and they'll like to help us pay for that shipping. So whoever, there'll probably be 2 winners over 5 questions, and let me fire this thing up. How are we doing on time? Oh boy. Okay, so it's trivia time. Dun, dun, dun. Fun night trivia. Right. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that to go like that. Okay. So I'm looking for a Kid Gang Western comic that Kirby and Joe Simon created in the 1950s. They did. I have a little bit of a theme going with these trivia contests where somehow I'm really into the Kid Gang aspect of Jack's career. Started when I offered the walking tour of the Lower East Side on the 101st birthday of 101st birthday. So they're kind of like leftover trivia questions, and so that's what we're looking for on question number 1. And I'm just hoping that we have an answer already, and send us some more answers if you do. All right. So I'm gonna move on. Oh man, I didn't realize it was gonna do this. Okay. There's a clue. Anyhow, it was actually Boys Ranch. So Bob, you won the answer on that one. So what Kid Gang did Kirby co-create for Marvel in the 1960s? So there was a lot of things that Jack Kirby co-created with Stan Lee at Marvel in the 60s, and one of them was a Kid Gang. Yes, please answer in the chat, answer in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. They should all be aggregated here, and we will see your answers. So that's how it works. I just found it interesting that it seemed that Kirby had kind of a theme with the kid gangs. He was in a kid gang. That's the thing. He was on the street with his buddies on the Suffolk Street Kids. They were, rapscallions running around, playing handball, causing trouble, fighting the kids from the other block. They were the Jewish kids. They fought the Italian kids, fought the black kids, and then he ended up at the Boys Brotherhood Republic, where he was kind of socialized and ended up, becoming a citizen, learning about, kind of just being a little more, of a normal, like an American citizen or something. And still, it was like a kid gang, and so I think kid gangs really had something going on. What kid gang did Kirby co-create for Marvel? They had their own comic book. I'll add that as well. I guess we'll go on to the next one. The answer is to the second question is not in the third question. But in the Fantastic Four, Ben Grimm was from Yancey Street, which sounds a lot like Delancey Street, which is right near where Kirby grew up. He lived on Delancey Street for a little while. And this is like one of the great sequences where, so the Yancey Street gang was always tormenting Ben Grimm, the Thing. So what was unique about them? I mean, you know, there was something about them that made them kind of special. And just keep putting your answers in the comments. They should be aggregating in them, you know, in our direction, and we'll come up with a tally, and you know, as I said, there is a prize, and the prize, you know, for both number 1 and 2 will be a copy of the Jack Kirby Checklist hardcover Centennial Edition. All right. Okay. Oh man. All right. So then we have, who was the character that Kirby and Lee introduced in the Fantastic Four and later teamed with Captain America? So there was a lot of characters that they introduced, and I believe this
character, Captain America. Do you mean like in the Avengers?
No, in Captain America, like.
Okay.
There were some Cap stories that had this character.
Ah.
Yep. So he was introduced in the FF. The FF had an adventure with this character, and then, you know, I didn't do the research before the show, but I believe this character's next appearance was next appearing with Captain America. So if you have anybody has any ideas who or what that character might be, that would send us the answer.
I think Ruben might have got it.
Oh no, don't
What?
All right, so we're going on to number 5. That's so funny. So Captain Victory, one of Kirby's last works. Captain Victory's father was Flame, and his grandfather was Black Mass. Who are those characters? Or readers read those stories and go, I think that Flame is really and Black Mass is really ding. Who are those characters? Just, you know, it's generally accepted now. There's even a drawing that Jack did that kind of says, yep. That was, you know, Captain Victory and father and grandfather. So I forgot about that drawing, or I would have written this a little bit differently. So if you have any, you have an answer for that, please feel free, send it to us so that it can be aggregated to Tom's and Monty's comments. What? Comments.
Aggregate.
Panel.
Aggregate.
Comments panel. Is that a panel?
Comments panel. Yeah.
Comments panel. You're the UX.
Well, it's like it's a chat panel.
It's a chat panel. All right, because we can write back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the word chat.
Yes. Hello, I'm chatting.
We could do all at once too. The drop down, if you didn't. I'm sure.
Right. So there's me chatting in the chat panel. I know there's probably a delay, but
no, there's not much. Oh, right, for them, yes, absolutely.
Right. So that's the challenge with Captain Victory. I mean, it's a really fun Kirby comic, but not everybody has them, and it's not like they're really hard to find in a way. But somehow, you know.
They're pretty hard to find.
And then, yeah, the later ones, definitely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
love to do a reprint of that. That's like one of the few things that hasn't been reprinted.
I know. Yeah.
That in 2001, we'd love to do that as well.
We've had many talks with people about 2001, and I don't know what the answer is. All right, so should I just quickly go through it and blow out the answers? I think that's the.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Not 5 more? Oh, okay.
5 questions, man. We don't have a lot of time. All right, so let's see. Can I go back here? Okay, so this is correct. That is Boys Ranch. The answer to that is Boys Ranch.
And there it is.
And there's Boys Ranch. And this would be the X-Men. They are a kid gang with a mentor, like many of just like the Newsboy Legion. Kid gang with a mentor, you know? So
did anybody say X-Men? I don't even
yeah.
Oh, so he did? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And the unique thing about the Anti-Street Gang is that we never saw them. We saw their
Somebody said that.
Yep. The effects, we will go through the chat and reach out. But yeah, so that was the thing about them. This would be the Black Panther. Yep. So that was pretty cool. And that is Orion and Darkseid. So yeah, Captain Victory, grandson of Darkseid, son of Orion.
You know, he looks like if he's the son of Orion, then he's the version of him that had the mother box. Because both Orion and Darkseid don't look anything like him.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah,
unless he has a mother box that's making him look, you know, the way he does.
Well, he's always getting rejuvenated, right? He's always.
I know. That was the first time I've ever heard about something like that.
Yeah.
You know? And if anybody out there is a Battlestar Galactica, like the second time they not the first 1980s, but I think it was in the 90s or 2000s, they did a very similar idea that the Cylons could regenerate themselves. Basically, they had data and they just downloaded into a new body, and it's kind of what Captain Victory does. Yeah,
didn't that blonde number 6 have a red dress?
No, it was white, actually.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's our trivia night, and we will. I don't know. We'll go through the chat panel, and we'll reach out to you guys about the winners.
How do we do that? How do we reach out to them?
We'll figure it out tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day for that, not tonight.
Okay.
All right. So might just if you're on Facebook, look for us to reach out to you on Facebook, etc. And
okay.
Hopefully it'll work. I don't really. Oh, look! Look at my presentation. Yeah, just what everybody needs to see. So there's that. Okay. So what? Let's quickly go through our auctioning items again. I think might be the thing to do, because then we will take a look at. We have a special treat. I'm going to play another video of Jack from that appearance at that comic shop. I've got like 2 or 3 minutes of Jack, so that'll be the grand finale. If you would like to stay to the end, I know it's like stay. We're going to be showing a video clip of Jack, so that'll be fun. I hope. So our auction, we have Thingbat Love starting bid $25. Still at 25, Elise?
Yep, still 25.
All right. Thingbat Love, Mike Royer signed and numbered. Starting
Still
bid
50.
Still 50. Okay.
Yeah.
Tribes Trilogy set, last set.
Still 150.
Still 150. 2001 Face, still at 50.
Yeah, $50. Yep.
All right. Monolith Print, still at 50.
Still at 50.
All right. Robot Print, still at $100.
Yep, still 100.
Okay. Spaceman, $50.
$50.
Yep. Lord of Light, 110.
110.
Okay. Vira, still at 50. All right, folks. Keep those bids coming in. Help us pay our bills. We have a storage space that where we keep our collection of items, periodicals, books, T-shirts, all those wonderful things, and it would be a great help to be able to raise a little money to help us pay for that. So I guess the last item is just a brief tour of some Black Panther stuff that I quickly pulled together this afternoon. Kind of a Black History Month kind of, we love the Black Panther. That's why I put him in the trivia contest, etc. So, yeah, hit the like button and take the alerts. Smash the follow button. I don't know. Oh, there's a bell. There's YouTube. There's a bell. Take that bell and ring it so that you'll know it's live. I should be saying all that. Oh, and you know what? Let's do some of this shenanigans. Blah blah blah. Check out our Jack Kirby merch. People love our T-shirts. Am I wearing one? No, Tom is wearing one.
Yay!
I like
that's
this
a
one.
nice one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Rainbow Flyer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we sell our shirts. We've got.
Where could I go by? Right there.
What's that? That's right. We've got these incredible Galactic head pins. Oh yeah.
I'm showing it.
Oh hey, yeah, there we are. Pins. These pins are amazing. They're quite inexpensive and delightful.
And beautiful.
People are always like, "Really? You sell them for $10?" I'm like,
"Oh, it's hung upside down."
Right.
Hold it that way.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Everybody comes to us and says, I'd pay $20 for this.
I know. What else we got? Oh man, yeah. So there's pins, posters, giclées. Oh right. So also, let me go back and change this screen. I'm gonna actually take. So we made this SPQR portfolio. Hey,
up.
What happened?
Come back.
I didn't hit anything. Did you hit something?
I hit it, but I mean, it's supposed to do the full screen of you.
Full screen of me.
Ah,
That's what I was trying to do.
it's not doing it.
This.
There you go.
Oh, we made this SPQR portfolio. It's got all of the Jack Kirby 1969 color costume designs for a production of Julius Caesar at UC Santa Cruz. It's fading out. Wow.
There you go.
It's just great. It's 13 plates. We just found this plate, so it's a new addition to the portfolio. I don't know, what is it? I think it's it's $40 plus shipping in the U.S. Beautiful, really cool. It's on our website. So smash that button and buy it. Oh,
smash.
No, I don't know.
It's so violent.
I know, it's so violent.
Come on, it's Kirby. He got a little punch in there. You got to put a little punch.
As we learned in the romance comics, the strong guy always
He must really love her. He punched him out.
So,
you guys have been reading too many love stories from the 40s.
All right. So, let's take a look at this shenanigans. Oh, wait a minute. What did I have here? Give me a moment. I'm gonna look at something. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, if we have more time, which I don't think we will, I have something else that I could queue up. So, but let's take a look at the Black Panther. No. Yes. Okay. Fun night. So here's two pieces of art. Lois, are you back? Lois is back. Let's have Lois join us again.
Woohoo!
Lois, are you okay to join us?
Yeah, anyway, yeah. All is good. I'm waiting for my gift shop URL to pop up in our comments because I went and I pulled that off on my phone on YouTube, but
oh wow, okay.
I don't know where Carburst is watching on YouTube, so it should be visible there. Anywho,
Yeah. Right. It would be better if I actually put a URL in the comments, right? Let me see if I can do that. So look at these two pieces of art, Tom. What can you say about them? Do you have anything?
The one on the left was originally was Jack's concept for the Coal Tiger, which ended up being the Black Panther.
Right.
The one on the right, he just in late 60s, 1969 or 68 or 67, something like that. He did a bunch of concepts for the New Gods, and he took this drawing that he did of Black Panther back in the 60s and made it into one of the gods.
Right. So, and the story is that it was the original one that's on the left was Coal Tiger, right?
Mm-hmm. Coal Tiger.
Tiger. Yeah. And
why Coal Tiger? No idea.
There's some speculation going on, some people on Facebook, but no, I mean, it's legit. But and the guy on the right, like, no idea, no name, no nothing. But they're great. They're really good looking, both of them.
Yeah, the one on the right was never used for anything that I know.
Looks like Don.
Or was he?
Don Heck inking.
Yeah, he inked a lot of the presentation. This was the presentation concept boards that Jack was doing. Other ones were Orion and Light Ray.
Yeah.
Was Jack Kirby ahead of his time with the bodysuits?
No, they were all doing like acrobat strongman stuff. So
yeah, that's how it started. Really, well, think of Superman. Superman had the same thing.
Yeah,
that was 1939, 1940, 1939. Wow.
So this is an unused cover that Jack did and was inked and laid out and everything, and then it wasn't used when the Black Panther was this is his first appearance issue, like FF 52, 51.
And you notice the cape and everything looks like the Coal Tiger.
Correct. Right. There's a cape with the strap. Excuse me. So, but this is the cover on the right that actually got used. But one of the fun things that our friend Ferran Delgado finds, and other people find it too, but one of the things that happened when Marvel would make these stats of these covers, they would make stats before they would go to print. So a lot of times Marvel would have a stat in the file that the cover eventually got changed again. So here you have the Black Panther's face exposed, and that was changed where he was really just all in black, and there was his cape got bigger, and the reason the face was changed because they didn't think that a black guy's face on a cover would sell in the South in the mid 60s. So they made that change. But what would happen was then Spain would call and be like, I want to publish Fantastic Four 51, and Marvel would send the stat, but the stat was before before they changed it. So a lot of things would show up that are interesting for people looking at like changes in artwork and what it originally looked like. If we don't have the original art, because we scan stuff like crazy where we see mechanical action.
This cover, no, we don't have it.
Not this one, but we see a lot of others.
No, we scan we have the scan of the unpublished cover.
Oh, we do. Oh, okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, we have that. I scanned it in New Jersey a couple years ago.
So this is a great quote from this is again like Pat Ford and Chris Tallworthy on Facebook like pointed this out about. This is a quote from John Romita. I remember asking about the Black Panther. He said that he was from some storyline he worked on for years, that he loved the idea of a black hero like that. He loved mythology. He's talking about Jack. So if there was an African mythology, then he was going to latch onto it, just like he practically lived in Norse mythology when he did the Thor stuff. He was in his own backyard. He loved those characters so much. He lived and died with them. African mythology was one of his pet projects, and he told me he loved the idea of the Black Panther being a royal African with a 500-year history and things like that. I told him once he threw away more ideas than I can think of. Jack Kirby's throwaway bin probably was worth millions. I can imagine going through all of his wastebaskets and coming up with all the ideas he didn't use. So that's an interesting anecdote from John Romita about the Black Panther and Jack Kirby. I found interesting. So now I'm gonna switch to something really, really bizarre that was also popped up, I think, on Facebook. Just if you bear with me a moment, that there was a comic back in like 1947, one issue called All Negro Comics. And in this comic was a story called Lion Man. American-born, college-educated Lion Man is a young scientist sent by the United Nations to watch over the fearsome Magic Mountain of the African Gold Coast. Within its crater lies the world's largest deposit of uranium, enough to make an atom bomb that could destroy the world. If he wasn't, it's got that like mountain of vibranium thing going, which is just like, I have no doubt. Well, I think it's really easy to think that Jack Kirby read this comic. I'm just saying that's all I'm saying. I mean, it obviously. I don't know
who published it and what.
Oh, it was a very small publishing house, but it was 1947, and there was Lion Man, who was a. He was I don't know, it's just shenanigans, But he's a Black American sent to Africa to protect the Magic Mountain filled with uranium. So I thought that was an interesting little.
Do you think Jack saw that and based it on that?
He probably liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said, let's go and do this other thing with vibranium and so on. So it's all conjecture, but I think it's interesting. All right, I'm back. Am I back? I'm back. No, where are you guys? Okay, we're back. So here's another issue. There was a Fantastic Four annual. Isn't this the one that like got kind of cut up? That kind of doesn't make sense. It seems like it's a little rushed when you read it because they took pages out or something. Tom, does that ring a bell to you?
No, but you're probably right.
Yeah, but it does have the Black Panther in it, and there's some cool Kirby pencils of Black Panther in action.
Those are unused, right?
Are they?
I don't know.
I don't know. I just remember them being cool, and like I decided to put them in the show. They might be. I don't know. But yeah, it's mid-60s Kirby drawing the Black Panther in action and the Inhumans, etc. So it's a treat to see stuff like that from that era. Mm-hmm. It's probably those pink Therma copies or whatever, right? Originally.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Most likely back then. Yeah.
Okay, so then what happened? Oh, and apropos of the trivia question, Black Panther showed up with Captain America. So that just follows on that. And I think this is Sid Shore's inking, and I love it on Black Panther. I love the big brushwork. Blah blah blah. It's great. Very gestural.
It's interesting because it looks like they were cut out. The figures.
Oh yeah. It's a big
then
base
each time they added the stuff on the outside.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that was could have been that they wanted to put that panel at the bottom, the stripe, so they had to cut it out and move it out.
Yep. Because it's the comic book industry. We're going to use the original art as a mechanical because we don't.
That's what it was.
We don't want to pay for another photostat. Okay. So then in the mid 70s, Jack Kirby left Marvel, went to DC, did the New Gods, Kamandi, the Demon, then went back to Marvel and took over the Black Panther and here's a pencil photocopy of the pencil, and you can see that they were kind of planning for it to be Jungle Action number 25 or something, and I think they kind of figured that Jack Kirby was back, so why not give him a new issue, give him a number 1 with a Gil Kane drawing in the corner.
What I found interesting too is gloves. Jack didn't put the lines in, and Mike had to put them in later on.
Oh, interesting. Yep. The Black Panther's lines on his gloves. Yeah. No, it's great. So there's a lot of really fun stuff. This is a bunch of some unused pencil photocopies that we have.
On the right, on the left is the actual cover.
Oh, well, the right is actual artwork?
No, the left. The cover is the actual thing,
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's number 2, I think.
I love the frog too, Charles.
The one on the right is one on the right was unused, but it has Mr. Little in it. So
I
who
know.
knows?
Yeah. That's fun. It's fun to see the pencil stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And here is our for the evening. Here is our mega side by side. So here's a pencil photocopy of Jack's pencils for issue 14. No, I'm issue 10. Issue 15.
Yeah.
Yep. And here is a scan of the original art, which is actually owned by the Jack Kirby Museum.
Wow.
Voila.
We actually have original art in our collection, like a museum. 15 years in, we've got a page. No, we have more than that. But like I'm just saying, it's nice. It's this really sweet page, and it was a great opportunity that we were offered to pick that up.
This was
many years ago.
Wasn't this the episode or the comic where their nephews were on the top right panel? Those are his nephews.
The three Black Musketeers, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was weird. I haven't read that since it came out. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's a series. We do a Black Panther series.
I would be into that. And there they are. That's how it was printed. So it's just great to have that page in our collection, especially the joy of the figure in action. That's always something desirable in original art, right, Tom?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially, collectors will say, or dealers will raise prices. Oh, Black Panther's in every panel. But
yes.
In this case, he isn't. But I mean, that middle panel is a killer panel.
Yeah, it's a killer panel. Killer panel. What else have we got? Oh, and then I think that's the end. I just plopped this in at the end because we all love Black Panther. It was really cool, and it's such a sad thing that he passed away from
colon cancer.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, he's an incredible actor, and he started a whole almost like movement, which was great.
Yeah,
happened at the right time in history.
Yeah. I really enjoyed reading the story about him developing his accent too. I thought I don't have a lot of details on it. I just remember reading it and going, man, that guy was cool. So, and that's it for that. So let's put that away. And so how's our auction going? Have any bids come in?
Nothing yet. Come on, people. Support the museum.
We look forward to some more of your bids on some of our cool items. All right. Well, we still have a little bit of time, so I thought one of the other things since Ruben, this is for you. Now, I thought it might be a fun thing to take a tour through the original art for the first Dingbats issue, just because we have the original art. So let's take a look at it.
Can we make it? Can I make it big?
Big like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a cover of Dingbats first issue special number 6. Look, why why didn't they just, like I said, why, again, first issue special. I'm going to buy it. It's the first issue. Oh, but it's number 6. Like, what? what kind of confusion is this that the marketing people are laying on us?
Yeah, they're trying to make you think that it's the first issue of everything, which it is technically, but
I
it's
know
not.
it's
But,
not.
All the collectors, I even remember, I'm sure everybody remembers, everybody would buy extra issues of the first one because it was number one.
Right, because the collector mentality had taken over in the marketplace. But it, they could have just called it Showcase, and anyhow, I don't think it would have changed the sales at all. But anyhow, inked by D. Bruce Berry, this cover, and it also note, since we're not going to go into photocopies or anything, that Non-Fat's face has been amended to make his nose smaller, and I believe his lips smaller. I think the people at DC were a little concerned about African American or caricature stuff, so they toned him down a little on the cover, and they've colored him white in the whole comic, right, Tom?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Yep. So, but he's a black kid. We have the presentation art, and it's like he's a black kid, and So
but wasn't the actual comic was him as a? I mean, they didn't. It was very strange because they did it in the original art, but the comic book had the original stuff from the pencils.
It's all confusing.
Yeah.
And so here's these four troublemakers. They're ridiculous. Look at these lovable dum-dums. Crunch has what is it? An exercising band. Bananas out of control, right?
Yep.
And then we have this beautiful thing. Thank you, Scott Shaw, for allowing us to scan this. And actually, these are your scans, Scott, just because I didn't want to process our scans. But look at this thing. Holy smokes. I mean, talk about foreshortening and action and a cat leaping. Which
was like totally repositioned and drawn into a splash page. They didn't use this like it is here.
No,
it's really a nice spread.
They actually did a pretty for taking something like this and turning it into a one page, vertical oriented aspect ratio thing. They did a pretty good job. To say. So okay, so this guy jumping Jack has jumped and he's grabbed Non-Fat and his hot dog, and
got wrapped around the his exercise
band, and it's just funny that it's like jumping Jack, right? Because then when you see he's got his buddy the Gasser, jumping Jack Flash is the gas, and they do mention Rolling Stones in here somewhere, right?
They do in the next page, I think. So definitely there's this Rolling Stones thing going
on. I know. and even Good Looks is like, he must get his clothes from a comic magazine. It's like, it's meta.
So the second panel, he says, better than the Stones.
Oh, right. Right.
Because the way he goes,
right. Okay. and then Crunch smacks him. I mean, just this beautiful Royer inking on these buildings. They find the microfilm capsule, and as well, still Non-Fat is kicking. He's a kicker.
Yeah, but it doesn't, since he has no weight and he doesn't do anything to anybody.
Has no effect.
It hurts him more than it hurts the other person.
That's right. So then we have the Gasser, which is this really lovely chapter splash. Great.
He's a gator.
What? He's a what?
He looks like a gator, like a
gator. Yeah.
An alligator. Demon.
Yeah. And the Non-Fat kicks him again. Give me the film. Here it is. Gets kicked. He gets, I don't know, he has like freezing gas or something. I don't know. Crunch action, crunch fighting.
It's paralyzing gas, actually.
Yeah. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it is nice to see. So this is the kind of stuff that we have in our archive, the digital archive. Lots of scans of original art. 6 to 8 terabytes now, Tom.
Yeah, and 6 to 7. But and then we have approximately what now? 70. It's about between 7,500 and 8,000 photocopy pencils.
Right.
Almost 5,000 comic book original art pages.
Yeah.
And then a variety of other like commissions and portfolio original art, and probably in some comic strip stuff as well, and animation stuff. So that stuff's another maybe 1,000. So the archive is pretty big, and it's been something we've been doing since 2006. So we hope to do it again. We're still scanning some things. Actually, there's this person that owns a complete book that's going to hopefully be scanning it for us. So in some cases we have instructions on our website on how to scan it to museum quality scans that we need. So if you ever go there, you go under About Us. I think it's Kirby Museum /KOA, and
something like that. Yeah. And then Terry Mullins, the cop, we get he was chasing Jumping Jack over that fence in the spread, but he becomes like a recurring character. And Jumping Jack's on the move. He's out the window. It's just beautiful art.
Yeah, we figured it out last night that this was drawn around the time of Commandy number 15.
Right.
So that means that puts it in like 1973.
Right.
So it's not like this was done like at the end of Jack's stay at DC. It was like kind of the middle.
Yep.
Because Jack would be there for another year and a half or 2 years.
I don't know why, but it cracks me up that they had that the Gasser and Jumping Jack had a camper. Like, that was like, we've got that camper that we drive around in,
I find it funny too that the cops are athletic policemen.
Right. The cops jump out the window. Don't look down. The cops are capable of taking hazardous leaps. Boy, it's so dramatic in black and white, I gotta say. And then there's like a firefight, and Terry almost gets his arm burnt, or he does get his arm burnt. So the situation is resolved, and Non-Fat is frozen in the camper from Gasser. Yeah. So they carry him out, and then he's twitching, and he's coming alive. Make it, Non-Fat. Say something, says Bananas, because he's Banana. And you could see Non-Fat's face. This is the weirdest thing of the changes that they made. So this face has been changed. His nose was different. His lips were. His mouth was different. And he said up here, "Who are you calling boy?" Because he said, "What? Did I skip a page? No.
No, I think they did. Looks like they whited out the last panel as well.
You're right. Say something.
Boy
was like ride 'em cowboy or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Cowboy. Yes, he said cowboy.
Yeah. Yes.
And then it said, "How come it took you so long to find me?" And he said, but what he really said was, "Who are you calling boy?" Or "Did you call me boy?" And then it was like they changed it here on the art, but it was printed with the original. So it's all very confusing.
That's funny.
Yeah, really, like just trying to figure it out. It doesn't make any sense. But so that's it. He's still kicking. He's a funny kid. I mean, and we noticed we went through 3 stories last night because the other 2 stories are beautifully printed in that Dingbat Love book that we're auctioning off.
And that
now.
John Morrow joined us for those episodes as well, and he's the one that put that book together.
And it's interesting because this issue is kind of funny and action packed, but like the next two stories, I mean, there's action, but it's not really funny. It's actually kind of sad and dark. It's a little,
yeah, it is. There's a couple moments, but overall, it's just a totally different vibe than the first one.
Not you can kind of, when it starts out, look at these dum-dums or something. You kind of expect it to be ridiculous, and it has moments of hilarity here that it just didn't seem like there was a lot of it in the other two stories, but they're still great, and they look great in the book. So
you have to bid on that book so you can get it.
Yeah. Oh, here we are. We're back. So.
Bid on the book, and you will support the museum at the same time.
That's right. Well, I guess we're kind of getting close to the end. I do have that short video of Jack from Comics and Comics. So that would be so Lois, that feature of uploading a video from your desktop.
Yes.
Which we did not have in December.
Oh my.
Is apparently here, and I'm going to use it without ever having tested it. I know.
We've already had technical difficulties.
Such a rebel.
Let's just. I'm going to try it. Living on the edge. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I'm just such a great scheduler. That was a day today. But anyhow, let's see how this goes. So we've got I think 2 minutes. I did it last time. Yeah, it's like 2 minutes and 12 seconds of Jack Kirby at when Ray Wyman's book, The Art of Jack Kirby, that he worked on with Jack and Roz. They went and did a little tour of comic shops, and somebody shot like 45 minutes, I think, of Jack behind the table, talking to the kids, talking to people. And he, you don't really see the table, but you can say he's referencing things like, oh yeah, Dr. Doom, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. And it's a little hard to hear because it's a VHS, probably multiple dubbed VHS from that time that we got our hands on. So, but let's see, share. Here we go. I'm going to push this button.
All right, do your bidding in the meantime.
Come on, StreamYard.
Share video file.
Okay. Feature.
Right, I'm opening things. I'm clicking.
And all of a sudden the stream stops.
I know. Well,
electricity in your house goes off.
All right, let's see. I'm still clicking. Oh man, come on, people. All right, so that's yes. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to try it. Let's see what happens.
All right, bid in the meantime, guys.
Oh yeah, and after this, I will definitely go through the auction items one more time. Look at Ray Wyman, so young in the back.
Well, this is the beginning of electronics.
Oh,
Remember, I'm older than you guys. And I can remember the period when people began to think about electrons and, magnetics and all that type of stuff. There was a certain period when that was very prevalent. So, they began sending up spaceships. And I got a phone call from NASA one time. And the guy says, he says, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong in training. And we'd like you to come down and you can draw them training, Right. So I said, okay. I lived in Long Island. And I said, okay. But can I go up with them? I swear, I look back in those days with a horror. Because if I'd gone up, I would have been screaming all over. But anyway, I said, can I go up with these guys, And he says, no, you can't go up. So I said, all right, I'm not coming down to draw them. But I was a real nut, and I would do anything my heroes would do. just that kind of thing, you know. It's the way people thought, you know, at that certain period.
Is that the way you give power to your heroes too?
Yes.
I wish I
Yes.
could do that.
No, I was them.
Uh-huh.
I was all
Which one do you feel you relate to most?
I'm sorry?
Which hero do you feel you relate to most?
All of them.
Really?
Yes. I mean, these are my own feelings, my own people. And, I think the reason I got good reaction from the readers was that, you know, they could relate to it. My people liked it, even my village. They
Should
wanted
ask my if he has photos to take.
All right. So Jack wanted to go up with Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. I actually love that because, you know, he says they called him, and there's definitely some talk that he when he was working on Sky Masters, that he did research and that he reached out to NASA, and that there was contact with those guys because if you happen to get one of Ferran's books for the Color Sundays, you'll see what were they, Tom? The scrapbook.
Yeah, the scrapbook at the bottom.
Yeah,
Talked about the future.
Had all these facts and conjecture that were real. It wasn't like Jack just, you know, making up crazy stuff. He was doing research and talking to people in the space program. Go figure. Lois, A Place in the Sun, based on the American tragedy, Theodore Dreiser, 1926.
Ah, there you go.
So, yep, you were right.
But the story would have been around before the movie and when that romance comic, but the visuals of that romance comic are so like the movie that maybe the movie took it from there. I don't know.
Oh, it could be. Sure.
Yeah. Casting or something.
Yeah, the movie was 51.
No, okay, that's earlier than I would have thought.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, and Montgomery Clift was the
yes.
Don't make me. Oh, this anyway.
All right, so let's show our auction items one more time because we are heading to our at the end. The bidding is still open. I am going. Where is this thing? Oh, okay. Present, and then I push a button. No, Jack, not you. Stop. Oh.
Wrong one.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
I want to remove that. Remove
Yes.
remove that and then share my screen. It's happening. Okay. All right. So yes, our auction. It's the Fun Night auction. Dingbat Love. Text DL and your bid amount to that phone number down there at the bottom. We'll charge some shipping for domestic or international. The bidding is still at $25, right, Lise?
Yep.
Come on, Dingbat Love.
No bids. So no bids, right?
No bids.
Let's go.
Okay.
It's getting there. Come on.
It's like a $40 book. You know, please, you really have to get a discount to help support us. I know. I shouldn't say it that way, but whatever. Come on, help us out. Dingbat Love Museum. I'm terrible. Oh, man. Museum edition with Mike Royer signature, numbering, $50 MRDL to that number. Still at $50. We have the last set of these Tribes Trilogy, Giclées.
Now that's beautiful.
They are so nice, and I think we're out of Lizard Guy. So people,
Yeah, that's
the
the last
lizard.
guy.
That's the
Yeah.
last.
This guy is great.
So we made the set, and
Yep.
that's it. You know, so that's your opportunity to get these three treats. We have the 2001 Face, Dave Bowman having his mind blown, drawn by Jack Kirby. 2001 F is the code. Text it to that number. Also the Monolith Print, some cool Kirby dots, pencil.
We're at $50 for that right now.
We're at $50 up for the 2001s, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have this beautiful robot pencil piece. That's
We're at 100, right?
still at 100.
100. Yep.
Yeah. So you can get it for $105.
Up
Pace
the
out that other
ante.
person.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
I started bidding war.
Yep.
Of course, the first person was always saying like, no.
Man. Spaceman still at 50. Yeah. Text Spaceman to the number. We will settle up tomorrow. Lord of Light, incredible Terminal of the Guards, helicopter port print, starting bid at 110.
No bids yet.
Nope.
Okay. Vira, right? Vira?
No bids yet either. Yeah.
I call it Vira.
Vira, right. Vira. Beautiful print. And that
No bids on that.
those are our auction items, folks.
Any bids on Vira?
No bids
Any
on
what?
Any bids on Vira?
No bids on Vira.
Aw. So
Still at 50.
those are our fantastic items that we're offering today. And we welcome your support. Become a member.
Yeah, that helps too.
The annual recurring payments, very helpful. It's available. You can click things on our website. We have a donation button on our website, and there's that's the kind of stuff that's going on there. We are an IRS approved 501c3 nonprofit in the United States, based in the state of New Jersey, and we welcome your support. And those are our items for auction.
Going once, going twice.
Gavel.
Come on.
I've got a virtual gavel. But I guess that's it. We've hit like our 2 hour time, and I have to thank these three people who put up with me with my scheduling and all this wonderful stuff, because it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's so fun.
Thanks everybody for joining us. It looks like we've had a nice audience out there. We enjoy chatting with you in the chats and just kind of goofing around. We hope you enjoyed it, and think of us in the future. Follow us on.
I just want to interrupt. We have one bid on DL.
Yes.
25 plus shipping.
Yes, thank you. And you can. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe I'll let the bidding go for like another 15 minutes, but I think we have to close the show.
Yes.
But follow us on all social media. Seems like we pay more attention to Twitter these days, although it hasn't been really all that active. But I think that's where we put most of our attention to. We are on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube is where all our videos. Check these videos out. What's that?
Instagram a little bit.
Oh boy, hardly. But yeah,
We don't do much on Instagram.
Yeah. But my God, check out all the live stream videos if you want to just have something on and have some people talking about Jack Kirby. We had 26 hours of live streams at the 103rd birthday. We did the Summer of the Fourth World, the Demon, OMAC. We just did the Dingbats and Manhunter and Atlas.
We're doing one on Monday.
On Monday, get ready. Dragon Foo Fighter. And
Justice
Incorporated. I realized we left out Sandman.
Ah.
It's not. I don't know what to do about that. If we're going to be complete, right, we should do Sandman at some point.
Some point. There's three issues? I want to say three.
There's the first issue, and then which?
Maybe there's 4.
Really?
Yeah, I think there might be 4.
Again, he didn't write them, so.
No. And Joe Simon wrote the first one.
Yeah. So it's a little like Richard Dragon, Kung Fu Fighter in a way, Oh, excuse me. All right. Well, thanks, folks. And thanks, Lois, Lisa, Tom. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It was fun.
Lois.
Thanks. We're gonna take off, and we'll see you Monday or somewhere else or something. Okay. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Bye. Thank you for joining us. It was fun.